Hey, what is up? Christina in the house. And I'm going to talk today about how to become recession proof by building skills above your talent. So as you may have noticed, things are a little crazy out there. I actually don't remember a time in my life that the economy has been such a mess. And we all know why. And we're all facing the same issues, high prices at the pump, high prices at the grocery store, high electricity prices. All of those things are contributing to your bottom line. And people right now need to make 10% more than they did last year just to stay the same. And so I wanted to do a really quick training on how brick and mortar businesses can actually build some social media skills, because a lot of the times I talk to online business owners, but I think right now is a really important to realize that you can bring your brick and mortar business online. You can actually find endless leads online. And Ryan and I were talking about this a little bit yesterday because he's just getting into real estate down here in Cabo, and it's pretty exciting. But I have all of these ideas while he's learning. I have all of these ideas of how he could be using social media to build his business, even though it's a brick and mortar business. I mean, real estate agents, mortgage brokers, people that run, mom and pop shops, anything like that. I mean, hair salons, all of those things could benefit from what I'm going to talk to you about right now. And I'll tell you something that I found out yesterday that is huge. You're 85% more likely to buy from a video. Okay, so the person that you're speaking to, you included, are 85% more likely to buy from a live video. So short form video is where it's at. Now look, we all start somewhere. You're gonna start at suck. But my goal is to teach you the tools that you need to be able to come out of this as somebody that is wealthy as opposed to somebody that is poor, because this will divide. This will make it even bigger division between rich and poor. Let's be really transparent about this, because if you haven't read Rich Dad, Poor Dad, that was one of the first personal development financial books I read. And I remember thinking, and I remember calling my dad that day, because my dad has always done really, really well. Financially, we were always taken care of. But I said, Dad, I just read this book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and you're actually the poor dad. He's like, laughs, and he's like, what do you mean? And I was like, well, there's a lesson that I had to learn. And rich people and poor people do things a little bit differently, okay? Poor people buy stuff and poor people pay bills, okay? Rich people buy assets and create assets that pay them, and that pay is what pays their bills. So I'll just give you a really simple example. If you buy an income property, you buy a house, right? And you have renters in it. Those renters will pay your mortgage, they'll pay your electricity, they'll pay for maintenance, and they pay down your mortgage, and that becomes a cash flow positive asset when your mortgage is paid off. Pretty cool, right? And even sometimes if you set it up properly, it's still a cash flow positive asset. Now, that can also happen in online business, but I want to make sure that those of you that are building brick and mortar businesses can up your skills right now, because what we're going to see in the economy is a lull. We're going to see things kind of slow down because people don't have the expendable cash at the end of the month, right? Unless you got a 10% increase in your pay, then you're going to feel the crunch. You're going to actually be below your budget, above your budget, and not be able to come up with the extra money at the end of the month. Like my friend Shelly was just talking to me, and she said, Christina, my biweekly mortgage has gone up $200. And so that means an extra $400 a month she's paying because of high interest rates. So I know that I don't have to explain all this to you, but it just kind of makes sense we need to figure out how to shift our business in a way that's going to benefit us and allow us to move forward and even maybe grow. And here's what will separate those from that don't and those that do. Winter is coming, my friends, and what happens in that season is it starts to thin the herd. There'll be people that go inward and they get scared and they don't do anything, and then there's going to be the movers and shakers with me, and they're going to move forward, and they're going to move forward fast, and they're going to increase their skills, okay? So I'm going to give you an example. In real estate, right, we all know that the market is kind of coming down in North America and that it's not the greatest at the moment for realtors, right? Well, here's the deal. You can up your skills online. Like I see people buy ads. I see realtors buy ads all the time on Facebook, right? But instead of buying ads, what if you created community? What if you became the go-to person for how to purchase and save money in a recession? What if you were so valuable to people that they recommended you to their friends? So I've done a couple of these trainings for Remax Aloha, social media trainings on how to find customers, how to find clients, how to help people relocate, and where to find your target demographic. But I'm going to take this one step further. Okay, you can up your skills online. You can learn video. You can practice and get good at doing videos so that you're in front of more people all the time. The beauty about social media is that you can get in front of a lot of eyeballs by sitting at home, probably not wearing any pants. That's the truth, right? You have access to a huge demographic of people that are out there at home on their phone, going all over the world, and you happen to pop into their hands, right? So what you say matters and how you help people matters. Now, when I was talking to Ryan yesterday, I said there's so many different things about real estate in Mexico that people are curious of. Most people say, I didn't even know you could buy a house down there if you're not a Mexican. And I was like, you absolutely can buy a house. You can be an international real estate investor. Here's how, right? Or here are some funny things that we found when buying a house. Here are some closing costs we weren't expecting because we weren't told about them, right? And so you can start educating people so that you become an expert in your marketplace, right? My sister's a mortgage broker. Right now, I'd be telling people how to save money, right? I'd be increasing my communication with them and reaching out to them and seeing if I can help them save money in a certain way, or help them refinance, or help them figure out a better way to move forward if they're looking for investment properties and how to leverage their capital, right? The other thing is asking yourself every day, why should people trust you? Why should they come to you for advice? What is it that you do that help them win, or help them get what they want, or help them get a result faster? And you have to start talking about those things, right? And this is the skills that you are starting to possess, these skills that you are acquiring. This is what will build your empire. Your skill set will build your empire. Okay? And right now things are changing so quickly that you have to upgrade your skills. You have to do the things that most people are not willing to do if you want to live an above average life. That's just kind of how it works, right? In every business, 20% of people do 80% of the business. That's in real estate, that's in online sales, that's in everything. But one of the things that you're going to want to focus on is figuring out how to generate more revenue, multiple streams of income, right? Because when one goes down, the other one goes up, and then you can average, dollar cost average across all of it and still grow in this time where things are just a little uncertain, right? One of the reasons I love online business is because not only is it residual income that we get paid every month, you can borrow money against it, you can will it to your kids, and you can sell it. That's an asset, right? Just like my friend who bought a salon, if he was wanting to move on to do something else, he could sell that salon and sell his book of clients as an asset, right? So it's building assets. It's building things that pay you. That's what rich people do. And so I want to teach people how to take their brick and mortar business, bring it online so they have an endless lead of customers. And by the way, if you're not in my private group, Life Transformed on Facebook, it's free. We do a ton of business training. You'll hear my podcast before it goes live in there. But these are things that you could be doing to build your business, right? Take people with you. Share your life. Show them what you're doing. Yesterday we went and showed houses, and so I showed people that we were doing that because I stand for multiple streams of income. My passion is helping people build business online. My passion is helping people leverage their time so that they can work less and make more money. My husband absolutely loves real estate. Now we support each other, and when times are like this, you want to have a lot of more communication between you and your partner because you want to be a team and you want to be moving forward as a team and making decisions. But the people that dig in right now are the ones that are going to be able to get ahead. Okay. So you could throw up ads. Absolutely. You could build a value add group on Facebook. You could put different listings in there. You could create an email list. You can put different tips when it comes to financing. You could put different tips onto how to save money when you close a house. You could put different human interest piece that will help you build credibility and build authority in your marketplace because you want to be known as the go-to person, okay? And the other thing that you can do is you can use your stories and use reels to build your business. Like I said, short form video. So could you imagine as a realtor if you were showing beautiful homes and putting them up as reels, or you putting them in your stories and say, hey, what would you live here? Or create conversation. What's the first feature that you look for in a home? Is it the view? Is it the kitchen? Is it entertainment? Is it how many bedrooms and bathrooms? Is it location, right? And it's creating conversation with people that maybe you weren't going to have conversations with before. So you can create polls and you can create content that'll get people reaching out to you, right? But what really matters is increasing your skill set right now, digging in, figuring out what's the next step that I need to do in business to expand. Maybe you need to get some technology involved. Maybe you need to outsource. Maybe you need to hire somebody that's going to help you with social media so that you have these leads that are coming in and you're generating leads all the time, right? But again, it comes back to, why should people trust you? What are you going to do that is going to get them a result faster and allow them to wholeheartedly open up their wallet and be there to support you while you support them, right? And the truth is, having that value and knowing how to help people is really important. So here's my suggestion. If you're somebody that's in business, again, I'm just going to stick with real estate because it's an easy example. If you're somebody in real estate, what are all the objections that people come to you with, right? Cost, maintenance, closing costs, all the stuff, all the unexpected stuff, right? What if you created content that was the solution to those things, right? What if we took it one step further and you listed a reason, all the reasons that could go wrong in buying a house, all the things that could go wrong in buying a house, and you were constantly posting solutions to that while creating curiosity, while creating know, like, and trust with your audience, while finding different groups that you could engage in on social media and give your expertise without anything in return. Like, that's another really great way to build credibility. So if you go into big groups of, 50,000, 100,000 people, and you go in there and you start talking to people or giving free advice, people inevitably start to follow you because they like you. They see your name showing up a couple of times. And if you spend time giving and giving and giving value, a lot of the times people will come back and they'll trust you enough to ask your opinion. They'll trust you enough to get into business with you. They'll trust you enough to hire you, maybe as a consultant or as a coach, right? Having the foresight to see what's going on right now and realize that a lot of this noise that's going on social media means that a lot of us are being buried in it, right? And it's changing all the time. So we have to realize that what worked 5 years ago is not going to work today. What worked 3 years ago, what worked even 6 months ago isn't going to work today. A lot of that curiosity marketing that we were given, people just want an honest answer right now. They don't want to be duped. They don't want to have to weed through all of your posts to figure out what the hell you do online, right? They want to be helped right away, and they want to know that you can help them. So my recommendation is that you build skills and you show up as an authority in your industry, and you take people along for the ride. You show them what it's like to do business with you. You educate them. You have conversations with them, even if it's short form video. You have conversations with them, mimicking the conversations that you have with real life clients, right? Mimicking the issues that come up with real life clients. Like, you're going to get content given to you every single day in your business, and now you're going to transition that into content on social media that's going to draw your ideal client in, right? So I hope that that's really helpful for you today. Realizing that business is going to slow down. It's going to be a little bit different, right? People's behavior is going to change. They're not going to spend as much money unless you're somebody that increases their odds of winning, unless you're somebody that can help them get what they want faster. That's the key, right? And that's one of the reasons that I think it's so important to have multiple streams of income, because not only can you help people in one area, you can help them in multiple areas. And I think of it like sorting. Like, a lot of the times people say, well, how do you know what to talk to people about? And often you have to remember that having a conversation on social media should be exactly like if you were sitting across the table at them at a restaurant, or sitting across the table or sitting on a park bench with them and having a conversation. That when you're in sales or when you're in marketing or when you're trying to pitch a product or a service, a lot of the times we railroad people into the sale as opposed to sitting back and listening to what they actually need. And when you listen to what people need, sometimes maybe they don't want the sale. Sometimes they just want some of your time. Sometimes they just want to get to know you. Sometimes they want just a little bit of advice. And when you keep showing up with value for them and you keep helping them, that pays you in spades. I was just thinking, I took my dog for a walk. I said one of my biggest skills and one of my highly sought after skills is networking, right? We went to the beach this weekend and I found 2 people that I wanted to connect my husband with for real estate, right? We left the beach with 2 new leads. And so I'm constantly talking to people. I'm constantly getting to know them. I'm constantly having conversations, and it's great because everyone here is on vacation and in a good mood, right? but I'm constantly having conversations with people and figuring out where could they fit in. The same person, one of those two real estate leads, their daughter is a photographer and is looking to grow her business. And I said, get a hold of me on Instagram. Like, let's talk and I'll help you build your photography business on Instagram. I'll give you some pointers. I'll take a look at your feed and tell you, and I do this because I think that when you make money and you make good money and you have the lifestyle that you love, right? There's got to be something else. Like when your family's taken care of, you have money, you have a great lifestyle, then there's got to be something else or else it's not fulfilling. And so impact is what's really important to me. Helping people increase their sales, their revenue, helping them increase their confidence and their belief in building business and giving them just a little bit of insight to tweak here, tweak there, showing up out of the goodness of your heart and being that human time and time again. That's what's going to build your network in good faith. And if you build your network in good faith, they'll never hesitate to buy from you. So I hope that's helpful to you. If you have any questions, if you need to brainstorm or have like a 15-minute strategy call, please send me a message. I'd love to help. And if you know somebody that could use this, somebody that's struggling in a brick and mortar business and is trying to figure out how to branch that into social media, you got to be willing to work. You got to be willing to put in the work. You got to be willing to do something a little bit different. You got to be willing to show up and suck on live video, because I certainly did when I started. But for those of you that are willing to put in the work right now, you'll be able to change your life in the future because you're willing to up-level your skills in a time that is tumultuous, a time where there's uncertainty, and a time where a lot of people are receding. If you can step up and lead right now, you'll build an empire. You'll build an absolute empire. So I hope that's helpful for you today. Have an amazing day. We'll see you again soon. Bye for now.
If you think this video can help a friend, make sure you share it.